So, first and foremost, congrats on everything.
Thanks, you too.
But we're going to do this interview a little bit different. So, I know that you're a Taylor Swift fan.
Oh, yeah, I do like Taylor Swift. Okay, I'm not like diehard, but I do like, I'm a new Taylor Swift fan.
Okay, but that still counts.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna rock out. So, first, I'm going to give you this bracelet.
Oh, stop.
22.
That's so cute.
Obvious
Thanks.
reasons. Of course. So, we're going to keep going down the list. So, to begin, I mean, you have became a national name. Like, everyone knows Caitlin Clark. They know you for everything. So how do you deal with the fact that, honestly, everything has changed?
I think the biggest thing is just embracing it.
So let's keep going.
Oh, okay. Everything.
Everything has changed. It's all around.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just embracing it and enjoying it. Like, it's fun. If you have to be the face of women's college basketball, that's something you embrace and you enjoy and you know it's really good for our sport. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like, this is what I love to do. It's not who I am, and that's what's been so fun for myself and allowed me to play so well is I just go out there and be myself and have fun. That's, I feel like, the reason I went to Iowa, too, is the style of offense we play. It allows me to thrive. But yeah, I think basketball is something I've loved since I was a little girl, and every time I get to go out there and play in front of tens of thousands of fans, that's, it's incredible for me, and it always takes me back and really always will.
Yeah, I mean, that is special. And I'm glad you said that it's not who you are, because I think there's, like, it's hard for athletes to really decipher between the two, so that's nice.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, your game is well-rounded. Like, everyone knows you for your deep threes, logo threes. Do you prefer taking a team down with long-range bombs or death by 1,000 cuts?
Okay, let's see what this one is.
Death by
1,000 cuts? I'm gonna wear these to the rest of every interview for the whole day. Honestly, I think the thing about myself is, like, I take a lot of pride in being able to do a lot of different things for my team, and it's something we need, whether it's rebounding, whether it's assisting, whether it's scoring. But if I had to pick one thing about my game, probably the logo threes and long threes. Just fun. The crowd goes crazy, and a lot of times it happens in transition, which is my favorite part of offense, is transition offense. I feel like that's something our team takes a lot of pride in, and we really try to thrive in, is, like, that's the hardest time for the defense to get set, so we really want to emphasize scoring and transition offense. But, yeah, I like to keep the crowd on the balls of their feet. You never know when I might shoot it, so.
It's really insane, but I think, it keeps everyone, like, so in tune to the game because they're like, oh, no, is it coming? Like, it's insane. But, you will, like, no matter who you play, like, when you play, you are always the top target. And, like, it does not matter. So how do you face that and remain fearless?
Fearless! I feel like being fearless is one of the most important things as a female, but also as a competitor. I think it's something that, comes from confidence. You have to have a lot of confidence to be fearless. And I think that's something Coach Bluter instills in us every single day is not only do you need to be a confident basketball player, but you need to be a confident woman in life. You need to be confident in what you're doing in school, what you're doing in the basketball court, whatever it is for the rest of your life. So I think that just obviously stems from my confidence. Whenever I step on the court, I'm not really fearful of anything that's going to happen, but also it's because I have really great teammates, and I know this is a team sport. If I'm not shooting the ball really well, I have 4 other people that are on the court at the same time that I can rely on, and I can do other things for the team that's going to help us be successful. So I think that's where that confidence, fearless attitude stems from.
That's great. And you just said it about how your logo threes are, like, you love it. So, like, what is it like to get to the point in the game where you're leaving the opponents and even the fans breathless?
Breathless. Okay. I like this. Honestly, okay, well, I feel like playing in front of big crowds, that's what's so fun for me as a competitor. But whether it's them booing or whether it's them cheering, that's just something you thrive off of. Sometimes you can feel them like, oh my gosh, 1, did she just shoot that? And 2, did she just make that? But no, I think it's something that, it's not something I like sought out to do. It was just shoot a bunch of logo threes and long shots or make amazing passes. It's just something that's kind of developed with my game. And I think the biggest thing is my strength and conditioning. When I got to college, it's something that's, emphasized and really important. You have to get stronger, you have to get faster, and that's allowed me to shoot from longer distances, be able to rebound, be able to be physical when I'm driving the ball to the hoop. So I think all those things have allowed me, to take the breath away of the crowd.
Your playing style can honestly be described like ice cold, ice in your veins. They say it all the time. Do you take pride that there may not be another college basketball player as cold as you?
Oh
that
my
was
gosh.
Good, wasn't it?
You're doing amazing. This is my favorite one so far, I think. We have the star, and then blue is my favorite color. So, Well, there's a lot of amazing women's basketball players, and I think that's what's so fun for me is I feel like our game is growing, whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's anyone across the country, is like your coach said, Don Staley said, is we need to have those conversations. We need to talk about a lot of different college basketball players. That's what gets people excited about our game. That's what gets them to want to come and watch, turn on the TV for multiple different teams, and really just moves the sport forward. So I think that's what's so fun for myself is I know people love watching. I know, you know, when they watch once, they come back for more. And the amount of people that told me after this year is like, I've never watched women's college basketball before, but like now I love turning it on and watching it. Some people could probably take that as like, oh my gosh, why didn't you watch? But to me, it's like really cool. It's like you're helping it and moving it forward. And now there's more fans than there ever has been.
Yep, I think I agree with you 100%. Mm-hmm. And, you know, having that fearless attitude that you have talked about before, you are not afraid. You are not afraid to ruffle any feathers, and it's obvious that you're not sorry in a sense of your actions because you just are a cold, hard player. And it is a special thing, though, because you need that competitive action. So, like, how do you just continue to do that each and every game?
Did you make these yourself?
You're not sorry. I mean, would you like to know? That's cool.
They're amazing. Honestly, I think it's who I've been ever since I was a young girl. I grew up playing basketball with the boys. My parents could tell I was super competitive from a young age, so they didn't really know what to do with me. They're like, just go play with the boys, because they were just like a little more feisty, a little more competitive. Their skill sets were a little more advanced. So that's what they did. My dad was my first ever coach, and all I did was cry when I lost. That's all I did. So I was just competitive. I loved basketball from a really young age, and I don't think that's changed at all. I'm a competitor, but when I step off the court, like, I love life. Like, basketball's not everything to me. It's something I have fun doing. I love doing it. I love playing in front of really big crowds. I love winning. But I think I've understood as my time's gone on in college is like one loss, the world doesn't end. You know, I think that only makes your team stronger. But I'm definitely a fearless competitor that's a little feisty. And Coach Bluter always says, like, there's a time and a place for that, but you know, you would never change that or take that away from somebody. That's what makes them who they are. And I think it's allowed me to kind of flourish on this stage.
Yeah. That's special. I mean, you guys had a great run to the championship game last year. I mean, the loss to LSU was really tough. I mean, do you think there's any bad blood, anything happening
bad blood, there? I see you. This was one of the best songs she performed at her concert, which I saw in Minnesota. No, there's no bad blood. And I think more than anything, that game was talked about on national stages. 10 million viewers. Yep. I think it's 10 million, maybe almost 11 million. But I look at college football TV ratings, and we're above that. Yep. So for me, I think the biggest thing is, like, women can be competitive. They can be fierce. They can have fun. They can compete. They can show emotion. And to me, that's how the game should be played. That's how I've always played it. Obviously, our game was just the same exact way. It was fun. It was competitive. It was fierce. People laying it all on the line. It was a physical, aggressive battle. But that's what people come to see. They don't come to see people play with not having a straight face, or having a straight face and not showing emotion, not high-fiving their teammates, not hyping up their teammates. I think that's exactly how women's basketball should be played, and I hope it continues to be on that level, and it's just something that people need to accept. That's going to come with the game and come with a competitive spirit. So obviously, I think the Final Four was one of the best Final Fours women's basketball has ever had, and to me, it just shows where it can continue to grow.
I definitely agree with that. I mean, we're just continuing to bring more viewers, and I think that is definitely important. So what do you think it will take to win that title and end the season bejeweled?
Bejeweled! Ooh! This one's a fun one. We have multicolors. I'm analyzing every bracelet Aliyah has made me. But I think the biggest thing going into this year for this team is understanding it's different from last year. You know, our roster has changed. We lost 2 starters. That meant a lot to our program. But we don't have to be who we were last year. You probably understand that. You always had really great teams, but it changes from year to year. You can't have the identity of the team that you had last year. You have to create something new for your team. The team of 2023, 2024 is, how are we going to look different? What players are going to contribute that haven't contributed? But I think for myself, going into my senior year, is being a leader, using my voice, giving confidence to players that maybe haven't got the minutes, got the experiences, because we're going to need them, but also they need built up, and, you know, to have the self-belief that they can do this and can contribute to our program in the ways that we need them to.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, we've talked about your talent. We've talked about all the amazing things that you do, the type of leader that you are. I mean, you are projected to be the #1 pick in the top pick in the draft next year. What does being the one mean
the
to
one. Well, the Indiana Fever could have the first pick, so people may not, maybe will have the duo. I don't know. Remains to be seen. But me and Aliyah might be teammates at some point. You never know. We were teammates before.
We were with
so
you.
Maybe we'll have to reconnect.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's up to you guys. I don't know. We'll have to see. Can't give out any answers. But no, I think it's something, me going into this year, is I just don't want to live with any regret of, I don't know if I'm going to stay. I don't know if I'm going to go.
Yep.
I think it's just something that your time in college is so special, and it's different from being a pro. Obviously, I haven't lived that, but you just kind of know that from watching the WNBA. I'm a big fan, and I think it's just I want to experience every single moment and really soak it in. Soak in the games we lose, soak in the games we win, is because I feel like I was just a freshman, and you can probably say the same, as how fast it goes. It flies by, but these are some of the best moments of your life. So I think the biggest thing is I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm just going to enjoy every single experience that I have this year, because each one is unique and each one is special in its own way.
Absolutely. I mean, I started this interview out just by saying...
I know which one this is going to be, I feel like.
I started this interview talking about how everything has changed and how there's been high expectations and so many challenges that you could potentially face. So really, I'm just going to end it with, are you ready for it?
Hey! Also one of the best songs she performed. I think it was right after Bad Blood. She shoots off fire and stuff, which I think kind of aligns well with me. But yes, I'm ready for it. It's crazy that the season's already here. I can't believe it. It feels like we were just playing in the Final Four. But yeah, I love basketball season. It goes by so fast. But I think this year is going to be one of the most historic years in all of women's college basketball. We're going to play in front of a sold-out crowd every single game. Mm-hmm. And to me, it just shows the growth of women's basketball and where it will continue to go. And, Coach Bluter always says you want to leave it in a better place than you found it. And I think we're certainly doing that. Girls across the country are doing that, and to continue to inspire the younger generation, because I feel like I was just in their shoes, and it's cool to be on this stage now.